What's going on, everybody? This is Joe, and I am back for another Streets of New Capenna pre-release pack opening. I am the person who has opened more pre-release packs than anybody else here on YouTube, and I am not stopping anytime soon. On the side of here, we see Assassination is an art. I also opened that like a brute, and so it got a little ripped, but, you know, we talked in the last video. If you missed it, I encourage you to go check it out, where we opened the Obscura box. We're here for Maestros today. But I talked last time about how I hate this like outer sleeve packaging. So anyway, let's get right into the opening this time, though. No dilly-dallying this time. We start with a green die. I complained about the dice as well. So if you missed the last video, feel free to go watch and watch me complain. It'll be fun, I promise. Here is the... I don't promise that at all. Here is the Maestro's insert that we get with the kit. There is the... Where's the thing? Interesting. There's no paper insert, or is it in here still? It sure is. It got stuck in the box. There's a little paper insert for building a pre-release deck, so here are the packs themselves. There is also a code for MTG Arena that we will be giving away at some random point in the video, so stay tuned for that. And on the back of building a pre-release deck, you hear about the Maestros, Elite Assassins. The Maestros are old money vampires who love the finer things in life and are willing to kill to get them. They maintain a public front as an upstanding organization of art aficionados with a goal of preserving the art and culture of old Capenna. Beneath this polished veneer, they are a shadowy organization of elite assassins focused on maintaining power, influence, and wealth. Also, for folks who have not been watching our content, Amy and I, my wife, are the Maestros, or at least we call ourselves the Maestros, because we are the Maestros. That is our last name. And so, yeah, we have a connection to the Maestros, which is why it's so unfortunate that they get the short end of the stick in almost every respect in this set and these stories. So, except maybe in their draft playability. So or limited playability. So there's that. We start with the Glamorous Outlaw. Again, all of these seeded packs, if you're unfamiliar with the seeded pack, these are all going to be cards that fit into the Maestros family. And the first card is always going to be this particular type of like exile it, and it can tap, the land can tap for any of the three colors, that ability there. We have the Maestro's Theater, the Tramway Station, so it's always going to have the Tri-Land, the sack tri-land, and it's always going to have at least one of these tap dual lands. So there's the Tramway Station. There is a Body Dropper as well, very nice. A Crooked Custodian, Cutthroat Contender, a Maestro's Initiate, Paragon of Modernity. So notably, right, this is no colors, so it could go in any of the families. And this is an interesting card. It's okay. It does, you know, make you spend your mana, and it's got to be one of every color for it to get the counter. But if you can make this thing work, this can get very out of hand. If they don't have removal for it, this thing can, and I've seen it, win games. So very, very good. Like putting a shield counter on this thing just to save it for a little while longer, very, very scary. So not a bad card at all. Speaking of the Maestros getting the short end of the stick, the Story Spotlight card, Murder, which again, an incredible removal spell, and I'm super happy to have it for this particular deck or kit. But yeah, poor Xander, man. We have a Rooftop Nuisance. Yeah, this looks like quite the Rooftop Nuisance, wouldn't you say? What a nuisance it is being murdered. Anyway, here's a Rooftop Nuisance, great card. A Little Chat is our first uncommon. Involuntary Employment, very good in the Maestro's deck because of all the sacrificing that you can be doing in that deck. So you pay 4, steal one of their things, maybe attack them with it, maybe use its ability, whatever, and then you get to sacrifice it so they don't get it back, and you get the benefit for whatever you gain from sacrificing a creature. And Cormella, Glamour Thief, very, very nice. I like it. I love that she's holding a bust of Xander's head. Very cool. And so our non-promo, rare or mythic, is a Cut Your Losses. Spoilers, I guess, for the Obscura video if you didn't watch it. I don't love this card. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below if you think I should play it in this particular deck. But for right now, I'm not really leaning in this direction, if I can help it. And then our promo foil, rare or mythic, is A Zyator's Proving Ground. So this I mentioned in the last video because we got super lucky that our promo was a 3-color Obscura card. This is 2 of our colors in a swamp and a mountain. But otherwise, it doesn't, your promo does not have to be from your family. It's just any card whatsoever. So we got super lucky. Now, having this in foil is pretty great, and having it in promo foil is pretty great because of the value of this particular card, just like any of these tri-lands. But still, it's unfortunate to get it as your promo in your Maestro's deck when, you know, I mean, it helps us, I guess, splash into Riveteers or Obscura? Yes. No. Riveteers or what am I missing? Cabaretti? I'm kind of bad at this. Oh no, Maestro's is, we're looking for green. So yeah, Riveteers or Brokers? Maybe it's just Riveteers. Anyway, I'll stop embarrassing myself and just show you this treasure and move on. So yeah, if we see some cool Riveteers stuff, we can remember that we have Zyator's Proving Ground. We may just put that in anyway. It is 2 of our 3 colors, and it can tap for any of those 2. It's basically a dual land, and we already have the Tramway Station, which is those 2 colors, and it's kind of the better version of that because it has cycling. So we have Extract the Truth to start, Psionic Snoop. I don't love this card, but again, it's in our colors, and it can connive if that's something that we want. Backup Agent, Exhibition Magician, love the name. Not a bad card, not amazing. Most Wanted, not great. Riveteers Overlook. So again, if we want to look at Riveteers, this is another one of the sack lands, so it would go with the Maestro's Theater. And again, I talked about last time, you kind of have to count these as half a land because it then goes and searches up a land. So too many of these can start messing with your land count. So yeah, that can be considered along with Maestro's Theater. We have Strangle. That's incredible. Definitely gets in. Quick Draw Dagger is a consideration. I'm not as in love with this card as some others might be. But again, you can always let me know in the comments below if I should definitely be playing this card or not. We have a Celestial Regulator. Good card, not for us. Syndicate Infiltrator is a very good card and is for us. It cares about 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard, so like the self-mill of the Maestros as well as the sacrificing, so you can kind of choose what things go into your graveyard a little bit better. Very, very nice for this card, because then it becomes a 5/5 flyer. Really, really great. We have an Arc Splitter as our second uncommon, and a Ballroom Brawlers as the third. Again, good card, not for us. So our next rare or mythic is an Undercover Operative. Double blue definitely can be played in Maestros, and I would. This is a very cool card. It is a copy of any creature on the battlefield, but if it's your creature, like your best creature essentially, it's now your best creature, but with a shield counter on it. Really, really nice. Behind it, I'm sure we have a foil back here. We do. It is a foil Ominous Parcel. I don't love this card, and I also don't love it in foil. Like, this part here looks cool, I suppose, but like, that's kind of it. That's a little sad. So yeah, there's that. That's disappointing. Not a great foil at all in Ominous Parcel. We do get a very nice full art forest, which is just gorgeous. I mean, just awesome looking. And a fish token. Guess what? We're doing the code a little bit early. Just as a reminder, for folks who may not be aware, you only get 1 code per account on MTG Arena from a Streets of New Capenna pre-release kit. So if you've already used a code from a kit, or if you plan to, like you're going to be buying some kits from a local store, please don't use this code. 1, it won't work for you if you already have, but 2, if you're going to get kits anyway, then you're just making it so that your code that you're buying doesn't work for you either. So just be aware of that. Let this be for folks who were not able to get out and get a pre-release kit for themselves. Also, this is our way of saying thank you. Thank you for watching our stuff. Thank you for supporting us. We really hope that you're enjoying everything that we do here on this channel and our other channels. So please don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell here and over there. Our other channels are linked down in the description box below. So we encourage you to check that out. And thank you again for being here. We have 4 packs to go, so we are nowhere done with this opening yet. Don't worry. We start with this Plasma Jockey. Not bad. This would get in. And I mean, preventing things from blocking, blitzing. This is a Riveteers card, but again, it's just red, so it can go in Maestros even if we're not splashing. We have a Capenna Express. So again, I wouldn't splash for this even if we're going Riveteers, but still. A Crooked Custodian again, not bad. Case the Joint again. Well, there's another Riveteers Overlook. I skipped the Speak Easy server because I needed more S words around this card. But there's another Riveteers Overlook. Again, don't forget, these are only half a land, so we would need to play like 18 or 19 land cards if we put like multiples of these Riveteers Overlooks in. But could still get in, could still help us splash if we find that there's like a really good green card that we want to include. Another Quick Draw Dagger. Another Strangle, hell yeah. A Rakish Revelers. So this one's tough because it's Cabaretti. I have not seen this alt art version of it yet, which is great. The double color splash would be almost impossible, and if not impossible, it would be very difficult, because even if we're splashing the green so that we could play the red and the green, then this would have to be used to splash the white. It's like way too complicated, I think. So I would not think it would be worth it. As always, let me know in the comments if you disagree. We have an Illicit Specimen. I don't love this card even in a deck that can play it like the Maestros, but it's our first uncommon. We have a Wing Shield Agent. I would play this one. This card's great. And a Disciplined Duelist alt art. I have seen this alt art, but I still love it. And it's a great card. Notably, definitely not for us, but still a very, very good card. And then our rare or mythic is... Well, we have a... You might have seen it. We have a foil Psionic Snoop. Again, I mentioned that I don't love it, but if I'm going to play one of them, I would definitely play the foil one over the non-foil one, that's for sure. And then our rare or mythic was an alt art. Jesus, so many alt arts. Errant Street Artist. I had an interesting relationship with this card. We did a 15-hour stream sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. Thank you, Wizards, for the early access event for this set. And every time we had Errant in our deck, I feel like Errant was discarded to a Connive ability. Every single time. So, I mean, I would probably put it in the deck. Like, if we have good spells, then, yeah, we might be able to do that and have that work out. But otherwise, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this card. But because we have it, if we're in blue, like, there would kind of not be a reason not to play it. So, anyway... So we have that and Psionic Snoop, which is great. Behind it, we have a Plains and a Spirit Token. We move on. We have 3 packs to go, so we are halfway through at this point. Very, very cool. Let's see what we've got. We start with, unfortunately, but still, I mean, it's whatever. Not every card is going to work for us, but still, we have a Civic Gardener, which we can't play, a Maestro's Initiate, which we definitely can. Make Disappear works as well. Rafine's Informant, good card, not for us. Sticky Fingers. I don't love this one. I think it's fine. Like, it makes treasures and stuff, which Maestro's doesn't really care as much about. I mean, if we're splashing, then maybe, but we still haven't found any green cards. I keep talking about splashing, but still. A Glittermonger. I say green cards, but, you know, this card's cool, but definitely not what I was talking about. Another Body Dropper is very nice. A Skybridge Towers. I don't imagine we're splashing white, so this probably does not get in, but it exists. It's something we can be aware of. A Spara's Adjudicators, again, splashing 2 colors, super tough, even though I think this card is great. We have an Inspiring Overseer, phenomenal card, not for us. A Torch Breath, definitely interesting. I would play this card, big time. We have an Angelic Observer, which I don't love, and good, because it's not in our colors for this deck. And a Venom Connoisseur, also not in our colors, which means our rare or mythic. Help us out a little bit here. Come on. It is... That does help. It is a Riveteer's Ascendancy, and it cares about us sacking creatures. You can return a creature with lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Do this only once each turn. If we're a Maestro's deck and we're going to be sacrificing things, we have 2 Body Droppers as well. This would be the card to splash green for, I think. Let me know in the comments down below. Maybe you've played with it and it doesn't work and I'm bad at it. But that's what I imagine. I think this would go really well with the 2 Riveteers Overlooks, the Zayator's Proving Ground. Like, I think we could make this work. This, I would like for it to be like our only green splash. It depends on what else we open, I figure. But still, very interesting. Because otherwise this This Ascendancy is fine, but having it in a mainly Maestro's deck would be pretty cool. Behind it, a Swamp, cool looking as well, and a Rhino Warrior token. 2 packs to go. Let's see if we get helped out at all, or if we are further confused. We have a Case the Joint. I don't love this card. It's 4 mana to draw 2. Like, looking at the top card of each player's library is kind of whatever. Like, you see what your next card is, but still. And I guess kind of what their next card is. So it's fine. But we've got like 3 of them at this point, I think. So I would play 1. I don't know if I'd play the second. Speak Easy Server. A big score, this I would definitely play. Again, discarding cards to get more mana values in our graveyard, drawing more cards, making treasure, very nice. Attended Socialite, not for us. Fake Your Own Death. I don't love this card either, including 1 is not offensive to me, but I wouldn't be, I'm not like jumping for joy. We have a Disdainful Stroke. I'm not a person that loves counterspells, but, sometimes you can hit really big stuff, like specifically with a card like this. So it's definitely a consideration, and especially in a pre-release or a sealed scenario where you're doing best of 3, you can definitely side this kind of a thing in if they've got like a big bomb, like a Jetmir, or really any of the bosses almost. You can like be aware of that and leave this back and wait for them to drop that big bomb and just counter it out from under them. So we have a Botanical Plaza, definitely not for us for splashing, a Celestial Regulator, and a Sky Crier, all of those not able to be played in this deck, along with this Cabaretti Initiate, and this Voice of the Vermin. Again, even if I'm splashing green, I'm probably not doing it for a Voice of the Vermin. But this is our first uncommon. A Broker's Charm is the second. Again, this would be great, but it's 2 colors that we'd have to splash, and it's not going to be an option. If it were just the green, and like this were black or red along with the blue, then it would be a consideration, but it's just not with Broker's Charm. And our last is a Tavern Swindler. Again, talked about this card. It's fine. It's not amazing. Oh, I talked about it with the Obscura, excuse me. Sorry, that was last week. But I don't love Tavern Swindler. It's a bear. It's got slight upside, and it works really well with that Vampire Scrivener card that like you can gain life, or you can get counters every time you lose life, paying 3 life, and or gain life on your turn. So that is a cool combo, but that's like a 2-card combo, and I'm not interested in playing this card for that reason. But anyway, our next rare or mythic is another Errant Street Artist. They are legendary, so this kit is turning out to not be the best that I've ever seen. We're very heavy blue. We've got, just in our rares, we've got Cut Your Losses, Undercover Operative, and 2 Errant Street Artists, which are all mono blue. And then we have Zayator's Proving Ground and Riveteer's Ascendancy for Riveteers. So very, very awkward. Behind Errant, we have a cool looking mountain. I've always loved how this mountain looks. And a treasure token. We have 1 pack to go. I do not know. As always, right, I would love people's help in the comments down below. Like, if you opened this sealed pool, what would you do with it? Here's another big score. I might play 2. It's a consideration for the second one, I won't lie. An Attended Socialite. Fake Your Own Death again. Disdainful Stroke again. Rafine's Guidance. Sticky Fingers again. Halo Scarab. Yeah, none of these cards are, like, making me jump up and down with excitement here. A Cabaretti Courtyard, not for us. Girder Goons, which is not bad at all. In fact, I would definitely play this. Another Maestro's Theater. So 2 Riveteers Overlooks, 2 Maestro's Theaters. Like I said, if we do that, you might end up playing 18, 19, 20 land in your deck just to make sure that you have the requisite 17. Feels kind of bad. We have an Out of the Way, which is very nice. Sure, if it targets green, it's even better, but it's still just a great card, and it draws you a card as well. And that is our first uncommon. We have Cement Shoes. I do not love this card as our second. And a Nimble Larcenist as the third. We haven't really seen a reason to splash white. I mean, this probably isn't it, to be honest. But here you go. And then our last rare or mythic is a Cabaretti Ascendancy. So definitely not what we were hoping for. We have the Riveteer's Ascendancy, which we were considering playing. This is 2 colors off from our main trio. Yeah, this is a very brutal kit, I feel like. I don't love this one. This would be a tough tough make for me in terms of like what deck I would be making. So as I said, I'd love some help in the comments. We have a forest and a rogue token as well. I mean, I don't really know what else to leave you looking at, so I suppose I'll let you see these errants. Like they're, you know, we've got the alt art and the regular, even though I don't love that we have them, but we do. So here you go. So yeah, I would love, as I said, folks' thoughts in the comments below of what you would do if you open this particular kit, besides like cry or be upset or get salty. Or do you think that I am being silly and that I should be happy with this kit because it's great? Any and all thoughts that you might have, leave them down in the comments below. Thank you so very much for watching and being here with me for this opening. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget that subscribing and ringing that bell is a great way to say thank you, but also will allow you to know exactly when all of our videos come out. You'll get notifications. Also, since you're on this channel, if you enjoy Magic the Gathering, we are live every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time right here playing through MTG Arena. We almost exclusively play Limited. There are different things here and there on occasion, but it's almost exclusively that. Whatever the newest limited release is, that's typically what we are doing. And then on Fridays from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, we are playing whatever video game we happen to be playing at the time. So definitely check in with us for any and all of those things. And we really appreciate any and all support that you're willing to give, such as likes and shares as well. But for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I have been Joe. And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.